All right, if you're learning to code, there's one thing you are absolutely going to use in every single program you ever write, and that's variables. So today, we're going to break down exactly what JavaScript variables are and why they are the rock-solid foundation of all programming. Let's jump right in. Okay, let's start with something super relatable. Picture this. You're heading to the store, you've got 10 items you need to buy. Milk, eggs, bread. Oh, wait, what was number 7 again? It gets messy fast, doesn't it? You need some way to store that information.
And you know what? That's the exact same problem we have when we're writing code. Our programs have to remember things. Usernames, scores, items in a shopping cart, you name it. We can't just let all that important data float around in space. We need a reliable place to put it.
Which brings us right to a classic interview question, and really the whole point of our explainer today. What are variables in JavaScript? So, let's nail down a definition. Probably the best and simplest way to think about a variable is just as a container for your code.
I absolutely love this labeled box analogy because it's just so perfect. A variable is literally just a box you can put some data into. You slap a label on that box, maybe something like username, and then you put the value, like the name Alex, right inside. From then on, anytime you need that name, you just ask for the username box. It's really that simple.
Okay, so we know variables are containers, but how do we actually make one? Well, in modern JavaScript, you've got two main tools for the job, let and const.
And knowing which one to use is super important. You use let for things that you know are going to change. Think about a player's score in a game. But here's the real pro tip. You should use const for any value that you know should not change, like someone's birthday. In fact, best practice these days is to always start with const and only change it to let if you realize later, oh wait, I actually do need to update this. It just makes your code a whole lot safer.
Now, if you're looking at some older code, you might see the keyword var. Just know this was the original, old-school way of doing things. It has some, let's just say, quirky behaviors, which is exactly why let and const were created. For any new code you're writing, just stick to the modern tools.
All right, theory is one thing, but seeing it in action, that's where it all really starts to make sense. Okay, let's take a look at this little piece of code. Don't worry, we're going to walk through it together, line by line.
So first up, we've got let name equals Faizan. Here, we're creating our name box and we're putting the text Faizan inside of it. We're using let because, hey, a name might need to be updated down the road.
And next, we have const age equals 25. This time we're using const because for this program, that age is a fixed value. It's locked in. We're basically telling JavaScript, hey, this value should never, ever change.
Now, these console.log lines are just our way of peeking inside the boxes. We're asking the program, hey, what's in the box called name? And boom, it looks inside and pulls out Faizan.
And when we ask what's in the age box, it does the exact same thing. It goes and gets the number 25. See how that works? We've stored our data in these named containers, and now we can grab it whenever we want. That is a variable in action.
So we know what they are, we know how to make them, but why is this so critical? Why is this one little concept the foundation for pretty much everything else you're going to do in programming? Look, the bottom line is this. Without variables, our code would just be a total disaster. They are the building blocks that keep our code organized, that let us reuse bits of information, and that make it understandable for us and for anyone else who has to read it later.
I mean, just think about the alternative for a second. Imagine you had to type a person's username in like 50 different places in your app. If they ever wanted to change it, you'd have to go hunt down every single one of those 50 spots. It would be a total maintenance nightmare. With a variable, you change it in one place, and that's it. That's the power right there.
And there you have it, JavaScript variables, from the concept of a container all the way to real code. So my question for you is, which one do you find yourself using more often, let or const? Let me know in the comments below. Mastering these simple tools is really the first big step to writing clean, powerful code. Thanks for tuning into this explainer.